Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you're looking for all things Raleigh, North Carolina, you've come to the right place. In today's video, we're going to talk about all the wealthiest towns that people with at least $1 million to spend on housing are flocking to in the Raleigh area. Now, if that sounds interesting to you, please hit that subscribe button below. And if you'd like to keep up with all the videos as we drop them, please hit that notification button below as well. And you can stay on top of everything that we drop. We do drop videos on a weekly basis. My name is Mike Waldron. I'm the owner-operator of the Waldron Real Estate Group, one of the Triangle area's top real estate teams. Triangle area meaning Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, and the surrounding suburbs. We get calls, emails, and texts from people just like you every single day looking to learn more about our area. If you are looking to learn more about our area, all of our information is below. Please feel free to contact us via Zoom invite, email, call, or text, and we'd be happy to guide you through any questions you might have about the process. And if you're looking to move to the area, whether it's now, 6 months from now, or 12 months from now, we'd be happy to be your local expert and make your next move to Raleigh the best move. So let's talk about all the areas that people are flocking to outside of Raleigh with at least $1 million to spend. I mean, that's a pretty big budget. Obviously, there are a ton of other options in each of these areas under $1 million, but wanted to focus solely on today's video talking about the options of where people are going when they have at least $1 million to spend, some of those high worth individuals, okay? So if you're a high worth individual, one of the top areas you're looking to go to is Cary, North Carolina. Everybody's heard of Cary. It's an acronym. Some people say it's an acronym for Containment Area of Relocated Yankees. Tons of people are moving into Cary on a daily basis. Cary is very popular for its proximity to RTP, RDU. It's wonderful park systems. It's got a great park, specifically Bond Park is an awesome park inside of Cary. It's got wonderful revitalized downtown. They've done a ton of work in downtown Cary over the last 10 years to make it really a destination. Wonderful dining, wonderful restaurants. My favorite little pro tip, my favorite bagel. I've been here 17 years in the Raleigh area from up north where we have wonderful food. But if the top bagel in the area is at Big Dom's in Cary, and the best pizza in the area, in my opinion, is also in downtown Cary at DeFara, where they even bring in their own water, where they have a water filtration system to make the water seem like it's from New York. I don't know how they do it. It's magic. But the pizza is I think, by far the best in the area. So Cary is popular for its revitalized downtown, its park system, its proximity to RTP and RDU, which is the airport and the Research Triangle Park. If you've watched some of our videos, you've heard me talk about those areas before. And its A+ school rating. So Cary is very popular for high net worth individuals moving here with at least $1 million to spend. Some of the popular neighborhoods in Cary are Preston Country Club, McGregor Country Club, Copperleaf, which is an awesome neighborhood in West Cary, Carpenter Village. Some negatives in moving to the Cary area are because of its popularity, traffic has gotten definitely more congested. Some of the infrastructure is lagging behind. And these are going to be most of your negatives for most of the areas that we cover today. It's just they're so popular that traffic has gotten more difficult, and because so many people are moving there, schools are lagging behind in terms of they're such a popular place that the schools get capped and then you have to go to an overflow school. We could do a whole video about schools, which we will do. But some of the roads need to be wide and just minor infrastructure issues. I wouldn't call the school thing a minor thing. That's pretty significant as you consider a move to the area. It's not like they make you go to a school out in North Raleigh if you live in Cary and the school is capped. It has a local overflow school, but it can be a challenge in terms of looking for a home. So if you are looking in the Cary area, you can expect to spend, right now, I'll just give you some stats about what's on the market. You can spend as little as $1 million for a 3,500 square foot house in Cary Park, which is a beautiful neighborhood with all sorts of diverse housing. Or you can go up to $5.3 million on a nearly 1 acre lakefront lot in McGregor for a 7,500 square foot house. The next spot we're going to hit where a lot of high worth individuals are flocking to in and around Raleigh is downtown Raleigh. Downtown Raleigh sort of speaks for itself. Inside the Beltline, we call it, which I've covered in previous videos. So go check those out. But inside the Beltline, you're talking about a very specific area in Metro Raleigh, obviously very popular for everything that it has to offer from a shopping, dining, and cultural standpoint. There's a ton of really cute pocket neighborhoods within downtown Raleigh: Bud Lee, Hayes Barton, 5 Points, Mordecai, just to name a few neighborhoods within Raleigh that are really awesome. It's obviously popular for its proximity to RTP, the Research Triangle Park, and RDU. One of the great things about Raleigh is its A school ratings. All of the school ratings we'll talk about today are through niche.com or niche.com, however you want to pronounce it. A couple other positives about being in downtown Raleigh for high net worth individuals is the awesome park system. You've got Pullen Park there, you've got Dorothea Dix Park there, and you've got a ton of diverse housing. Whereas in some of these other areas, you're talking strictly about single family homes, maybe a few townhouses sprinkled in. In Raleigh, you can get single family homes, you can get townhomes, whether they're new or existing, and you can get condos, whether they're low rise or high rise. Some of the negatives about moving into downtown Raleigh is there's a lot more people in that area. So population density is one thing. Again, the infrastructure, some of the roads need to be widened, some of the schools are capped. It can be a little bit boisterous because it's a downtown, obviously. So some things to think about as you're moving into downtown Raleigh. Another negative in downtown Raleigh is you're usually going to find homes on a small lot. So you're going to find much smaller lots. For example, we did a walkthrough video of a new construction home, a $1.9 million house in downtown Raleigh inside the Beltline last week. And I think the lot was 0.12 acres. So housing options, if you're looking to make a move into downtown Raleigh, is right now, currently, you could spend $1.3 million for a 1,900 square foot condo at the Fairweather, or you could expect to spend $8.6 million for a 10,000 square foot house in Woodrow Park. The next area we'll talk about where people with at least $1 million are flocking to is what they call North Raleigh. North Raleigh is extremely popular because of its proximity to RTP and RDU, and also its proximity to downtown Raleigh. It's also very popular because you can get larger lots in more established, stately neighborhoods and a little bit more bang for your buck than if you were going to be in Metro Raleigh. Some of the negatives about being in North Raleigh are there's almost no nightlife to speak of. There's no downtown. There's no place, necessarily to go gather. Continuing on the positives, it's got a school rating from niche.com. It is also very close to Falls Lake, which is awesome. Falls Lake is a beautiful recreational lake. Another positive about being in North Raleigh is it's got awesome shopping, whether it's Lafayette, Crabtree, North Hills, just tons of great shopping options. Some negatives about being in North Raleigh is because there's no downtown. There's really no downtown street, just one singular gathering place. There's less nightlife. There's less diverse housing options. You're mostly going to find single family stuff. And obviously there's pretty significant traffic and congestion in and out of Raleigh. One of the popular neighborhoods will show you just how widespread the differences are in what you can get for $1 million in North Raleigh. Get about a 3,500 square foot house in North Ridge in Raleigh, which is a very popular neighborhood. Or you can spend up to $9 million for a 17,000 square foot house, also in North Ridge, on almost 2 acres. Some popular $1 million neighborhoods in North Raleigh include Avalair, Devon, Southern Hill Estates, and Shadow Creek. Let's talk about Wake Forest. Wake Forest is another area high net worth individuals are flocking to outside of Raleigh. It's extremely popular due to the fact that it's close to RTP and RDU. It's a little bit further away than North Raleigh, but if you do work in those areas, it's rather easy to get to. It also, since so much of the development in Raleigh and North Raleigh has waned because there's just not a lot of available land in those areas, a lot of the new construction options have gone into Wake Forest. So you can get beautiful new construction homes, a lot of options in Wake Forest in terms of new construction. And the lots are going to be bigger as well. The further away you get from Raleigh, the bigger the lots are in those areas that you're going to. It's also got great shopping and dining that's popping up all over the place. It's got A-rated schools through niche.com. So a lot of great things going on in Wake Forest. Some of the negatives about moving to Wake Forest is, again, it's a little bit further away from RDU, not far, but a little bit further away than those other areas. Traffic in and out of Wake Forest can be really tricky. There's really only one way in and out of Wake Forest, and that area can get very congested during top travel areas during the day, your rush hours. Popular neighborhoods in Wake Forest include Hazentree, Wakefield Plantation, Camberley, Grand Highland Estates, Wexford, and Waterstone Reserve. If you were looking in Wake Forest and have $1 million to spend right now, one of your options is to spend $1.05 million for a 4,700 square foot house in the reserve, or up to $6.2 million for a 14,000 square foot house on 4 acres and back 9 estates. Another area outside of Raleigh that people with at least $1 million, those high net worth individuals, are flocking to is Chapel Hill. And you're flocking to Chapel Hill if you have anything to do with the university, UNC at Chapel Hill, or anything to do with the UNC health system. It's also become an extremely popular place for retirees and empty nesters to go. It's got an awesome downtown. Franklin Street is really great, shops and dining. It's got beautiful scenery and greenery all throughout. To me, coming from the Northeast, Carrboro feels the most like a Northeastern suburb. When you are just walking around, just the vibe of the town feels very Northeastern to me. And that might just be personal, but it's my opinion, having grown up in those areas and been in the Triangle area for almost 18 years, that area feels the most Northeastern suburb to me. Some of the negatives are when you're going to Chapel Hills, if you work in RTP, it's a little bit farther. And this sounds like an old man problem, but it's a college town. So if you want a really, really quiet setting, you might not get that. Franklin Street can get a little crazy. It's not anything insane. Just if you want complete silence and quiet all the time, Chapel Hill might not be the best spot for you. Chapel Hill and Carrboro schools have an A+ school rating. Some of the best schools in the state of North Carolina are found in Carrboro, Orange County, Chapel Hill. Available housing in the area right now, if you have at least $1 million to spend, you could spend $1.05 million for a 3676 square foot house in Windermere on 0.11 acres, or you can spend up to almost $5.2 million for a stately house on Tenney Circle in the heart of Chapel Hill. Popular neighborhoods in Chapel Hill include Governor's Club, Briar Chapel, Meadowmont, and just historic downtown Chapel Hill. So the next place on the list where people with at least $1 million are flocking to in the Raleigh area is my town where I live, Apex, North Carolina. Apex is popular because of its proximity to Cary, RTP, RDU. Also, it's extremely close to the largest recreational lake in the area, Jordan Lake. It's the closest, town like we're discussing to that lake. It's got A+ school rating, which is awesome. All 3 of my kids have been through all 3 levels of the schools in Apex. You have more opportunity for new construction options in Apex than you do in Cary and Morrisville. As those are waning though, I will warn you with that. Most of the development is moving outside of Apex because there's just not a lot of land left. Apex also has amazing parks. It's got connection to the American Tobacco Trail. It's got a brand new incredible park called Pleasant Park, and other just parks around the area, the Apex Nature Park, Kelly Road Park, just a lot of little activities for families to do on the weekends or in the afternoons. Just a great park system all throughout Apex. Some of the negatives about Apex are, again, some of the struggles with infrastructure. The roads need constant widenings. We constantly need schools being built because so many people are moving to the area. So you have some capped schools. Another negative is obviously rising house costs, but the demand for people to live in Apex, housing has gone insane. I've touched on it in previous videos, but the tax assessment from 20 to 24, most house values have doubled in Apex. So those are some challenges. Some popular neighborhoods in Apex include Greyhawk Landing, Bella Casa, Sweetwater, Stillwater, and Abington, just to name a few. If you're looking for housing in Apex right at this moment, you can find something that's $1.05 million in the Sweetwater neighborhood, up to $1.6 million in the Stillwater neighborhood. The difference between those two houses are not much, not really the square footage, but it's the quality of build. One is a tract built home, one is a custom built home. The last area we're going to talk about is Holly Springs. Holly Springs is a very popular area for high net worth individuals. Again, it's close to Apex and Cary. It's the next town over, so its proximity to RTP and RDU is great. It's got wonderful parks and greenery systems. It's got a school rating from niche.com. It's a little bit more affordable than Apex and a lot more affordable than Cary. And that because of the development of Apex and Cary over the last 25 years, most of the buildable large parcels of land in those two areas are gone. So the next logical place for new construction options is Holly Springs. So you will find some more new construction options in Holly Springs. Some of the negatives are it's a tiny bit further to RTP and RDU than Apex and Cary is. And this I don't think is a big deal, but I always disclose to clients when they look in Holly Springs, it's the closest town to the Sharon Harris nuclear plant. If the nuclear plant blows up, in my opinion, everyone in Apex and Cary is going to have the same problem that Holly Springs is going to have, but it is closest to the Sharon Harris nuclear plant. Also, it has some of the same infrastructure troubles that Apex, Cary, North Raleigh, downtown Raleigh, and even Chapel Hill have. You overflow schools because of schools being capped, roads needing to be widened, just the normal growing pains you have in a place that is extremely desirable to go live in. Popular neighborhoods in Holly Springs include 12 Oaks Country Club, which is just a beautiful, stunning neighborhood with all types of housing, from condos, townhouses, to single family homes and big McMansions on the golf course. Sunset Ridge and Sunset Oaks. Right now, if you are looking in the Holly Springs area and you have $1 million to spend, you can spend $1.05 million for a 3,800 square foot house in Addison Pond, or you can spend up to $1.5 million in Sunset Forest for a house on almost 2 acres that's 5,500 square feet. So a lot of options. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, learning about the top areas that people with at least $1 million to spend on homes are flocking to in the Raleigh area. If you have comments or questions, again, please leave everything in the comments. I will do everything I can to answer every single question or comment that is left on our videos. And I really do hope that you've enjoyed it. Again, my name is Mike Waldron. I'm the owner-operator of the Waldron Real Estate Group. If you are looking to make a move, please, all of our contact information is below in the comments. Please reach out. We'd be happy to help guide you through the process and make your next move to Raleigh your best move. Until the next video, thanks for watching.